Hi everyone, so I'm here with another update. So this week we finally moved into our new flat, which is so exciting. We're in a really nice area where I think it's called Midsummer Commons. There's like 5 apartment blocks and we're one of them. And then there's like little green in the middle and there's lots of trees and lots of birds and just lots of nature, which is so nice. And we're about 200 meters away from the river, so every time like you walk across the bridge you see people rowing and people running along the commons, and then across the bridge is like the main common, so it's Jesus Common, which I think is next to Jesus College, and then Midsummer Common, and it's just lots of open green lovely space. And we have some cows that wander on the common, which is also very cute, so we've seen them a few times and they've got like the little bells. Apparently you can walk up to them and like offer your hand and they'll lick it. I'm not wanting to try that, but maybe if someone else shows me, I'll test it out, but definitely not yet. So we're settling in quite nicely. Nicola and James lent us a duvet cover, and Matt's uncle and aunt lent us like some bowls and plates and cutlery, so we had enough to get sorted. But our first day was quite manic because we both had to work full days and then pick up the keys, drop off the bags that we had. So we had to move out of our previous place at like 10:30 in the morning, carry whatever we couldn't fit into our storage unit, drop that off, go buy some more things like pillows and just dinner and those sort of things. Then we had to clear out some of our stuff from our storage unit so we could have clothes for the next few days. So it was absolutely manic. I think we ended up having dinner at like 8:30, 8:45, and we don't eat dinner at 6, so it was like a late night, but it was really nice. So nice to be in our own place. We celebrated with some steak and some prosecco, which was yum. Missing the red meat, obviously it's not the same, but it's good enough. And then the rest of the week was kind of just normal working week. And then on the weekend Matt gave me an early birthday present, so it was a treasure hunt around the city. So it's a company that is set up, I think they're in the UK because most of them seem to be around the UK, but there are a few international tracks. But basically you just WhatsApp this, or you have to buy a ticket and then they send you a WhatsApp with a starting point. And once you're ready to start, then they send you like a clue and a question, and you've got to go around the city answering these questions. There were like 15, so you answer a question and they send you the next clue and you go around, and they were like very good. It took us 1 or 2 to get into, but when we got into it we sort of understood the logic, and we traveled all over. So we found like a statue of one of the like previous leaders of a territory, we found the archaeology building, we found the police station, we found the field where they where soccer, like modern day soccer / football, was invented, and like the original rules from 1848. And one of the stages of Tour de France started here in 2014. We saw that. We saw like a polar ice museum sort of thing. We saw where Charles Darwin lived. We went to the engineering department. It was a great way to like just go around town, and we kind of started in the center at a food market, which is where we've been going, and like went all around. We actually coincidentally ended up at a memorial plaque they have for the South African War. Obviously we on the other side of things, but it was very like a weird coincidence that we ended up where South Africa was. And the first clue was about like the king of the jungle, and so we were like, this is also a little bit South African because it was all about a lion, so it was quite interesting. But it was such a nice way to see the city. It was such a nice present, and like just help us get our bearings a little bit more. I mean, we didn't know most of that stuff, and other people we've spoken to, they were like, man, they had no idea either. So it was very interesting, very cool. And work, I don't think I've told most of you what I do, but so I'm working as an analyst for a consulting company who do process and system optimization, and that's a lot of jargon, but basically so any company process that happens, we will document it and then eventually get to the stage where we can automate it if we can, or change it and make it a bit better. So like one of my processes now is for like change of address. Is quite a simple one. So like a client will contact them and be like, my address has changed, and then you've got to go into the back end and basically log how someone who deals with those queries would actually do it, and then we'll get to the point where we can try automate some of those processes. That's just a very basic example, but that's sort of what my day-to-day work is like at the moment. So I'm still in training, which is fine. My team is so nice, and I work remotely. So I try and work in the city library as much as I can, and like so many people that work from home go there. There's a lot of students, it looks like, too, but each college has its own library, so I assume it's just the students that aren't in college. But it's nice, it feels like a mini office, so I go there every day, and I come back for lunch, and then depending on how busy my afternoon is, sometimes I stay here, sometimes I go back. But yeah, it's really nice. Like, even though it's remote, which isn't exactly what I wanted, the whole team is so nice, and there's always calls going on, so it's very busy. You don't ever feel like you are alone, which is a bit strange, but no, it's really, really nice, and I'm enjoying it so far. So hopefully it stays that way.